I'm Katie Bavoso, part of the media team here at the Channel Company. If you're anything like me when I first started, the idea of solution providers, vendors, distributors, and the overall channel ecosystem seemed foreign. This video will change that. The Channel Company and our editorial arm CRN have been the lead voice in the channel for more than 3 decades. But it's so much more than just that. Here's our CEO, Bob Skelley, to explain.
Hi, I'm Bob Skelley. I'm the CEO of the Channel Company, and we're about to talk about Channel 101, how you leverage the channel, think about the channel, and engage the channel for your go-to-market strategy. Let's get started. What is the channel? Everyone has a friend or a colleague or a relative that is really into technology, and they talk about technology all the time, and they work for a technology company maybe, but what they really do is they either work for a major technology manufacturer like Dell or HPE or Cisco or IBM, or they work for a bank or a company like Procter & Gamble or some mid-sized company and they're in their IT department. Or, in all likelihood, they work for a solution provider or channel partner. And what we want to do is talk today about what that means. What is the channel? Because it's a term that isn't used in every industry, and in the IT industry it's used very heavily, and that's what our company is all about. So let's talk about what the channel is. When you think about technology, you've got manufacturers or producers of technology like those companies I mentioned before, like HPE, like Dell EMC, like Cisco and IBM. And they make technology solutions, and they have customers that they want to get those solutions out to. Well, it's very difficult to reach all of those customers directly. And so what they do is they work through a channel. And a channel is simply an intermediary between that producer of technology and that consumer of technology. And it's a company or a person that takes those solutions, puts them all together, and makes them real for that customer, makes it actually solve business problems for that customer. And so that's what the channel is all about. Sometimes the channel is a consumer of technology. Sometimes they're buying technology for their own businesses. Oftentimes they're a seller or a referrer or a services provider of that technology to end customers. Every industry has a channel. When you think about the insurance industry, they call them brokers. When you think about gas stations are a channel for big oil. When you think about a grocery store is a channel for all of those products that you find and all those services that you find within that grocery store. So there's a channel in literally every industry, and it's just a way for producers of products and services to get those products and services to a wider range of customers. And the reason for that is there's so many customers out there. There's millions of small businesses out there that companies are trying to sell to. There's hundreds of thousands of mid-sized companies, and there's thousands of large companies out there. And it's impossible for any one company to have enough salespeople and product people to get in front of all of those different customers and all of those different opportunities. When we think about the channel life cycle, we think about 5 core things that the channel really worries and thinks about. One is their strategy. How are they going to go to market? What is their marketing strategy? What strategic initiatives are they going to drive for this year? And that's the manufacturers of technology like Dell EMC and HPE and Cisco and IBM, but it's also the solution providers and the channel partners themselves. They worry about people. What skills do we need to develop for our people? How do we attract and retain talent for our organization? How do we stay connected with our people? They think about enablement. And enablement can be things like marketing campaigns, solutions development, strategic engagements, things that enable both their people and their solutions to be consumed by end customers. Awareness around marketing. How are they going to develop marketing campaigns that can reach customers and bring their message forward to the customer? Brand development. How are they going to amplify their brand and what they stand for as an organization and as a company? What does their social media reach look like? And then the last category is around demand. How do they drive demand for new customers? How do they find new customers and develop the customers that they already have? How do they make sure that they're engaging their sales team to call on the right customers? And how do they make sure that they build their sales pipeline, new opportunities for new business for their company? So all of these things are part of the channel life cycle, both from the manufacturer, solution provider, builder side, all the way through the channel, solution provider, and channel organizations and all the way to the end customer. There's different types of solution providers that are out there. We think about solution providers as one big entity, but they actually come in a lot of different forms and flavors. There's small little IT consulting shops where it might be one or two people that work for their own business, they're very technically oriented, and they go into that small law firm and they are the IT department for that small law firm. There's mid-size organizations or even smaller organizations that might be 10 to 50 employees. They have a mix of technical talent, sales talent, inside and outside sales. They have a management structure. They're a little bit bigger. They service maybe 100 to 200 different customers. They blend their solutions capability across many different manufacturers, and they go to market to a core set of customers with those solutions. And then you start to just get bigger from there. Companies that might have 30 offices across the United States, that have hundreds of millions, if not even $1 billion in sales, that have very strong technical competencies and certifications with companies like Cisco and all of the big IT manufacturers. And then you get all the way into companies where you start to recognize brands, even if you're not in this industry. A company like CDW, which you may see them on advertisements and on sponsoring golf tournaments and things of that nature. And then you get into the system integrators, which are companies like Accenture and Deloitte and PwC. So the channel really spans this full gamut, all the way from these small little mom and pop IT consultants, all the way up to these huge multi-billion-dollar companies like Accenture and Deloitte and Pricewaterhouse. So it's a very broad range of companies, both in size and strategy and capabilities, but they all have one purpose, and that is to bring solutions that are being manufactured in the IT industry to customers to solve business problems. There's one other element of the channel, and that's called distribution. When you think about all the ranges of those channel partner companies, from the very, very small all the way to the large, when companies like Dell EMC or HPE or Cisco or IBM want to reach those channel partners, it's very difficult to reach the thousands and thousands of channel partners that exist out there, especially the smaller ones. And so there's another channel called distribution. Companies like Ingram Micro, Tech Data, Synnex, D&H, Arrow, and Avnet, to name the most prominent ones in the United States. Those companies serve as an intermediary between those manufacturers and the channel itself. And so they give those manufacturers a way to reach the long tail of smaller solution providers that exist in the world and reach them with services and capabilities and training and enable marketing resources and funding. So distribution serves an incredibly important part of that channel ecosystem, and it sits between the manufacturers and what we call the traditional solution provider. So that can be an additional element that you also need to understand. That's channel overview. What do we do? How do we provide services and capabilities for manufacturers and for the solution providers that make this whole thing work well? Well, the first thing we do is we think about our business in three different ways. One is to the partner, to the solution provider. So what products and services and communication can we provide to the partner? And I'll talk about some of the things that we do there. We talk about through the partner, where we're helping the manufacturer leverage services and capabilities through that partner organization to an end customer. And then we think about it as to the customer directly. How do we help those companies get in front of decision makers at the line of business or at the IT decision maker level that can bring those solutions and services to life for both the solution provider and the manufacturer of technology. And there's 4 business units that we think about and that we build out as services for solving all of those unique needs. One is media. CRN is the most prominent brand in the industry covering the channel, and what we do with CRN is write and report and tell stories about what's going on in the IT industry, both from manufacturers and things that are relevant for those solution providers. Our audience with CRN is the solution provider, so that is a two-partner, two-channel voice. And we're the trusted voice in the industry for those solution providers. It's where they get their news. We are the Wall Street Journal of the IT industry. They're looking to us to find out how or what is going on in the industry, what manufacturers are doing, who's doing a good job, who's doing a poor job, and we report the news. We also have an event series where we aim at solution providers as the audience and at end customers as the audience. And that event series is an important way for us then to take not just what we're doing on the media side, but now to bring that to life in face-to-face engagements. We have a series of events, Exchange, Best of Breed, Next Gen, that are to the solution provider. That's the audience. We bring manufacturers like Dell EMC, Cisco, IBM, and HPE in to sponsor opportunities to get in front of those solution providers and engage them and recruit them to be extensions of their sales organization. We have 2 customer events. We call these mid-size enterprise summits. The MES event series is aimed at bringing all of those companies, both the solution providers and the manufacturers of technology, in front of IT decision makers so that they can learn more about the products and services and capabilities that those companies have and help make IT decisions based on what they learn there. And then the last thing we have is really it's about networking and empowerment and growth and opportunity and inspiration, and that's our Women of the Channel event. And that's very different than those other 2. That's all about growing women in the channel and helping them grow their careers, grow their network, and continue to learn and develop in their job role. The third business unit is marketing services. We call that partner demand services. In the industry, one of the things that all those big manufacturers do is they provide money and funds to those solution providers to go find new customers, to go build their brand, to go generate demand for the solutions and services that those manufacturers offer. And they use what's called market development funds to do that, MDF. And the MDF is often given directly to the solution providers to figure out how they want to use it and what they want to do with it. Well, one of the things I had explained earlier is that these companies come in all different shapes and sizes, and many of them don't have any marketing resources whatsoever. They don't have a marketing department. If they do, it's 1 or 2 people. Even companies as big as $200, $300, $400 million in size may only have 1 or 2 marketing people. Now, that may not seem like a big deal, but when you think about the amount of money they're getting from these manufacturers, sometimes millions of dollars a year that they're getting to go run marketing campaigns and drive demand for that manufacturer and for their company, very difficult for them to do that on their own. Our marketing service division is there to act as an agency, a marketing agency, where they help them with those marketing funds. They build marketing campaigns, they'll build content, they'll do events, they can do video, a whole bunch of marketing services, so they serve as an extension or a marketing organization extension of that company and help them put those funds to use in a more effective way and generate better return on investment. So it's been a rapidly growing business for us, huge need in the industry. And then the last business is our IPED group, Institute for Partner Education and Development, IPED. And it's really about training, research, and consulting. So what we're doing is we're training people on how to more effectively leverage the channel and how to make best use of channel resources. We're doing research around a number of different topics. It could be the state of partner profitability. It could be a channel census. It could be the state of managed services. We do 8 to 10 different research initiatives every year, and then we offer that in a subscription called Channalytics. And companies can buy that subscription in different sizes and levels and get all the access to that research for an annual basis. They also do custom research where a company like Dell EMC could come to them and say, help me figure out what the distribution landscape looks like globally. I don't really know how we're going to do our go-to-market strategy. Go do a research project specifically for distribution and then come back to me and tell me what you found. We'll go out, we'll do that research, and then present findings to their executive team. And then there's education involved. We have a series called Channel Masters, which is a face-to-face channel training initiative where we bring customers in to learn and grow and develop their channel skill set, and that's delivered by our IPED group. And we're looking at doing more. We're looking at doing things like online learning and basic level training that you can take through an online learning management system, or experiential learning role-based, like going down a curriculum path where if you're a channel chief or a channel operations person or a channel marketing person, you can go down a very specific curriculum path online before you get to Channel Masters. And then how do we give them badges that they can put on their resume and on their business card to leverage that new skill set that they've been able to develop through the IPED group. So these 4 business units really provide a bunch of different ways for manufacturers of technology to go to market through the channel and to the channel and to develop their skills and to develop their capabilities around channel go-to-market strategy. That's really the company in a nutshell. Those 4 business units, all aimed at providing services and capabilities for the channel and to the channel. Thanks for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you around the halls.